Brimstone to Bangalore. Because if you look at the things like long scale.
We passed the Middle Island Anglican Church on our way to our next stop, the Brimstone Hill Fortress. The Brimstone Hill Fortress is of cultural and architectural significance, a monument to the ingenuity of the British military engineers who designed it, and to the skill, strength, and endurance of the African slaves who built it and maintained it from 1690 through 1790.
On the other side, it's just kind of like here, because you will be seeing there. So that's why the fort was made like this. Right around the fort, there are always areas that you could see out. So they use.
This is a 360-degree view from one of the cannon positions on the west side of the Brimstone Fortress. This is a view of the second and third levels of the inner fortress. A view from the third level of the inner fortress of the western-facing cannon positions. Our next stop was on the northern tip of the island to see where the Atlantic meets the Caribbean. Notice how the waves go in two different directions. Next, we stopped at Black Rock. Next, we headed to the southern peninsula. We had lunch and spent time at South Fricket Bay Beach. Our day with Ashton was incredible. I highly recommend him. The sail away from St. Kitts was at 5:30. Sunset was at 6. We met Trish and Jay and Lorraine and Richard for dinner and chops. We had a spectacular day. Good Good morning, Dominica. Another sunny day with a high of 83. For today's excursion, 12 of the Maniacs are meeting with Woody for his tour off the beaten trail. Most of the typical tourist sites are to the west of Brazil, but because we're going off the beaten trail, we immediately head north. Our first stop is at a magnificent overlook where we can see back to the ship.
Sites, when they're pretty much nicely made up, you know, create nice impressions. But on this trip, we really get to see how things really are there and how people live, and you know, yeah.
Our next stop is at Rainbow to see a waterfall. Woody is a great tour guide, and he makes sure that his guests have fun. After our stop at Rainbow, we drove through the Central Forest Preserve. Our next stop was at the Londonderry Beach, a long, rugged black sand beach on the Atlantic coast, close to the Melville Hall Airport. A great beach for beachcombing. Refreshments of beer, wine, soda, and water are always in abundant supply on a tour with Woody. To get to the next beach, it was time to kick the vehicles into four-wheel drive and do some off-roading. We went to Batty Boo Bay Beach. While at the beach, Woody served us snacks and plenty of refreshments. We also had time to swim and to walk on the beach. At about 2 o'clock, it was time to leave the lovely beach, so the vehicles went back into four-wheel drive and we did some off-roading to get back to the main road. The last stop of our adventure was at Miro Beach. I highly recommend a tour with Woody. Sail away was at 5 o'clock. Rosie and I had dinner and chops with Lorraine and Richard and Trish and Jay. Photos and video by Bill Raffel. Music by Kevin MacLeod.